I'm gonna be so honest with you. Does the house need to be completely gutted? We had a couple hang-ups with especially my financial situation. We are not in love with the house we're buying. We literally only moved there for my job. We have essentially been homeless. Hello you guys. It has been a long time since we just like sat down and did a little chit chat, so I would highly recommend if you are busy doing something, just kind of prop this video up and like play it in the background. Consider this like a little bit of a podcast sort of update. We're gonna be doing some serious chatting today. I have a lot to catch you guys up on and I have some questions to answer from you guys. So this is gonna be a little Q&A all focused on moving, Airbnb living, buying our first house. How is that going? Timelines, all of the things. So I'm hoping this can kind of be like the one-stop shop for all of that information as of right now. It is the middle of June when I'm filming this, and we are supposed to be moving into our new house, our first house that we're buying, the end of June. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. If you're not already following me on Instagram, honestly, that's the best place for you to go for like real-time updates. I'm a big Instagram stories girl, and TikTok, but you already know that. So anyway, I asked you guys to ask me questions if you had them on anything like house related. So we're gonna go through those today. All right. So at this point, I think most of you probably know, but if you don't already know, let me just give you kind of like the 30-second elevator pitch, like what the heck has been going on here. We have essentially been homeless, like without a permanent address since October of 2024, so this past year. Throwing it way back even farther, we had been living in the Hershey area of Pennsylvania for 5 years. We rented an apartment. We always knew that we wanted to buy a house. And so in the fall of 2022, we started seriously house hunting in Pennsylvania around that area. We had a realtor, like we were putting offers in on a house. It was very serious. That was the plan. And I'm pretty sure, we can never remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure we put like 8 or 9 offers in on 8 or 9 different properties in that area of Pennsylvania between like fall of 2022 and spring of 2023, and nothing even came close. So then we kind of had this moment. We were just like frustrated with everything, frustrated with the house hunt, frustrated with our jobs. At this point, we were both teachers, and I'll never forget it. We had this moment. Peter and I, we were going out for dinner randomly, just the two of us, and both of us were just like in a mood, you know, like a pissy mood. We were just so frustrated. And we were sitting in the parking lot of this restaurant, one that we went to all the time in the area. And we just really started yapping like in a different way that we had always been talking. And in that moment, like that specific time, I can pinpoint as the single time that we both were like, wait a minute, is this actually what we want to do? Why are we pushing this so hard? It's not working. You're trying to fit like a round peg in a square hole. And we realized the only reason we were living where we were living in Pennsylvania was because of my job. And I was incredibly frustrated with my job to the point where like I didn't think I wanted to stay there long term. I knew that in 2022. We didn't have family there. Like we literally only moved there for my job. And then Peter ended up working at a school like in the area also, which he had a great experience. Great school, great people. Me, not so much. But anyway, at that point, we made the decision like we are going to change everything about our lives. Like we now set off on this like entirely different goal, and we just like, it was an aha moment, like the light bulb went off. We always say it's like amazing because literally nothing in our circumstances changed at all. We didn't have more money. We didn't have a house. Like nothing changed. We just changed the way we were looking at everything and like setting goals. And it opened up this whole entire new door. So that's when the plan was born that we were going to quit our jobs in Pennsylvania. I was going to finish out my master's degree. We were going to move to New York. We had always wanted to explore up here in this area. We didn't know exactly where in New York State we wanted to look, but we knew we wanted to be like semi close to our family still and just like be trying out a new area. And New York just made the most sense for us for a lot of reasons. And then that was kind of like the birth of the plan, like I said. So at that point, we knew we had to stay for a while because I had to fulfill an obligation for finishing out my master's degree because my school was paying for it. But we knew we were going to be free, like good to go, fall of 2024. And that's where this all kind of starts. I think I said that was going to be a short explanation. Definitely not. Sorry. You signed up for this, you're watching this. So then from there, we left our jobs, which was a whole other freaking fiasco, packed up our apartment in Pennsylvania and put everything we own in a storage pod. Have you guys ever seen like pods? That's what we're using. It's essentially like mobile storage. You put all your stuff in there, they keep it, and then when you're ready for it, they bring it to wherever you end up. Obviously, we didn't know exactly where we were gonna end up, so like that was the only option that worked. And then at that point, we decided that we were going to be living in Airbnbs. The alternative option was like sign a temporary lease or like a short-term lease or whatever, or I guess like a year-long lease somewhere in New York. But honestly, we just knew we needed to be able to be flexible because at that point we still didn't know when exactly we were going to be buying a house. We knew it was going to take a little bit. We did not realize it was going to take as long as it did, and we had a couple hang-ups with especially my financial situation. We were always good, but like getting a mortgage when you're an independent business or whatever I'm considered, like a small business, freelance, whatever, going from a job where you have a paycheck every 2 weeks to what I'm doing, the bank like needs needs certain things and whatnot. So we just needed to be patient for a little bit, and we were. So then finally around like March of 2025, just a couple months ago, is when we could seriously start house hunting in New York. So it felt like it took forever up here, but honestly the house hunt really did not take forever. We really only saw a couple houses, and honestly there were not a lot of houses to even look at, which is terrifying. But the whole thing just felt really long because, like I said, this started in 2022, this plan, and then obviously we've been living in Airbnbs now since the end of October. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June will be 8 months that we've been living in Airbnbs, bopping all around. So it's been crazy. End of April, we put in an offer on the house that we are going to buy. It was accepted. We've been going through the process of like actually buying the house now for the last 2 months, which, you know, just cross your fingers. It's all gonna end up like we want it to, but it's looking pretty good. Knock on wood. I am a little stitious. And now we're here. Now we're in June of 2025, about to actually be where we want to be. And so let's get into these questions now that I just yapped your whole ear off. I told you, I warned you. All right, we got a lot of questions. First up, would love to know what made you fall in love with your house. I'm gonna be so honest with you, and I'm gonna be completely for real here. We are not in love with the house we're buying. I just made a TikTok about this, like I was just yapping, because we had the same experience in New York that we had in Pennsylvania. At no point were we ever able to even look at houses that we would have loved. There are no houses for our price range, what we're trying to spend on our first house, that are perfect, good to go, exactly what we want. I can genuinely say I don't think we saw one single house that we just completely loved. And that's not pessimistic, that is realistic. That is what's going on here. We would have needed to be looking at houses at least $150,000 over the houses that we were looking at to have a chance at like loving them, whether it's the amount of property, what the house looks like, updates, size. So no, we don't love this house that we're gonna buy. However, we saw a ton of potential in this house, and the best advice I can give anybody who's gonna find themselves in this situation, like about to be house hunting, or like maybe you're looking for some, like, I don't know, somebody to relate to, I would say you have to adjust your expectations a ton. You might not get the big kitchen, you might not get the square footage you're looking for, you might not get all the bedrooms you want, but when it all came down to it, Peter and I realized that we would not buy a house that was attached to another house. That was one of our non-negotiables. We wanted a single family home, so we weren't looking for like a townhouse, and that's just us personally. We lived in townhouses for a long time and we just were over it, and we were really hoping to stay in the location that we're gonna be actually living in. We were really trying to not compromise on location. Some of the bonuses of this house, it's actually bigger than we were expecting to be able to get, which we love. There's a beautiful backyard, which we love, and we almost thought we were gonna have to compromise on bathrooms, and I'm so grateful that we didn't have to, because this house does have 2 bathrooms, and for a while it was looking like we were maybe gonna have to start looking at 1 bathroom houses, and we just really did not want to do that for what we're looking for in a house. So I love that we actually got a lot of things that we were looking for with our non-negotiables. That's what I love about this house. And I'm gonna turn it into a house that we truly, genuinely love. We both are. Lots of projects to come. Damn, I keep losing the questions. Next up. Wow, what is something you are looking forward to most as a homeowner? When I tell you this has been my dream, our dream for like so long, I can't even describe it to you. We are just people, honestly, that should be homeowners. I know there are a lot of benefits to renting. People like to rent. We just never were those people. We like to do the project. We like to take on that responsibility. We like to make a place feel like ours and it actually be ours. So I don't even know what it's gonna feel like to be able to just like do what we want to a space, like, and not have to ask permission or not have to, like, you know, do what you would have to do as a renter. We're just so used to that. So I cannot wait to just be able to be in charge with my husband. Also, we love to host. We love to have our family visit. We love to have our friends stay with us. We love that stuff so much. So I just cannot wait to be able to like invite my family over, invite my husband's family over at the same time, have room for everybody, not be living in a shoebox. That is what I cannot wait for, to be able to actually like say to my friends and family, hey, come over whenever you want, and it not be an issue. I cannot wait. Honestly, a lot of people just in these question boxes like saying that they're super happy for me, and I just like can't tell you how, like, that just makes me so, thank you. Like, that's all I can say. Thank you so much. If you've been following along for a long time, like, you know this is truly a long time coming, so thank you. I really appreciate that, and I see you. What are you most excited to get back from storage? That's a really good question. Wow, we literally have everything in storage. I mean, we've only been traveling with what can fit in my Jeep and our truck, like our pickup truck, so it's really not a lot. I would definitely say I'm most looking forward to getting all of our kitchen stuff back, like just all the things so I can have everything I want. I've really had the itch to be baking lately. I think because I just have more free time and I can do a lot more with my schedule, like I'm in charge of my schedule now. So baking just always felt like something I didn't have time for, which is a lame excuse, I know. But I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to get my cookie sheets back and like my glass glassware and just be able to have what I need. That's what I can't wait for. Will I be doing a house tour? I mean, we're gonna show you guys like as much as we possibly can about the process, about the house. I don't know that it's gonna be like a full-fledged house tour, but if you are watching the videos, especially on YouTube, like the long format stuff, you will be able to get a sense of the house for sure. Got a lot of renovations coming up. We've got a lot of stuff to show you guys, and I seriously plan on taking you along for all of it because I share my life, I share what I'm doing, and that is going to be a huge chunk of my life here in the next couple months going forward. Oh my gosh, could I break down the whole house buying process? Honestly, yes. Actually, I think what I'll do is after all is said and done, like when I am sitting in my home, I'm gonna do a whole recap of like start to finish every single thing that happened, everything that we went through, all of the things that we did in order to get the house, like tips and tricks and stuff, because it's a game, honestly. I'll do a whole separate video on that because there's a lot to talk about, but I'll say in the meantime, I'll link it in the description. I have a whole playlist on TikTok where I documented like in real time from us going to see houses till like the offer was accepted and then beyond. So you can check that out in the meantime, but I promise you, I will give you that whole like deep dive in the house buying stuff. What made us decide on the Hudson Valley of New York? So a couple different things, honestly. Number one was proximity to our family in Pennsylvania. My family and my husband's family, like our family collectively, still lives in our hometown. We grew up like outside of Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area in Pennsylvania, Northeast PA. And so we knew that we still wanted to be within driving distance. So we kind of set out like this 3-hour radius around like Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Northeast PA. So initially we actually started looking in more like central New York, like Finger Lakes area. We loved Ithaca, but it was just getting to be like a really far trip, and there really is not like a lot going on up there other than that region, you know, like right there, Finger Lakes, as far as we know. Of course, we're not, you know, professionals. Anyway, we were kind of like, oh, do we really want to live 5 hours away from everybody? We've kind of always felt comfortable with this idea of like being able to drive home if we need to, but still being like in our own space, doing our own thing. So then when we were bopping around, like trying to figure out everywhere we wanted to go in New York, lay down, you need some attention. Last summer, I guess it was, we did like a whole bunch of trips up to New York, like little weekend trips where we were kind of just trying to figure out where we wanted to live. And on one of those trips, we got talking to a bunch of different people. Like we tried to just chat with whoever we could who was local, and we told them what we were doing, and they were like, have you checked out the Hudson Valley? Like it sounds like it could be what you're looking for, which is like mountains, being outside, but still like stuff to do and proximity to things. Like the Hudson Valley really was a perfect choice for us, and so far we love it. I honestly feel like we've only really scratched the surface. Like there's still a lot we have to see and do, which makes me very excited. Does the house need to be completely gutted? How much will we be renovating? We're gonna be renovating a good bit, in my opinion, but that's coming from someone who has no experience renovating a house. So I kind of look at it and I'm like, dang, we have to do a lot in here. But compared to like a full-fledged renovation, like demolish everything, I guess not that much. The house was built in 1986 and it really has not had any updates since. So we kind of have like two categories that we're working with. We have like immediate things that need to get done before we are living in it full time at least, and then we have like projects down the road that we definitely want to do. Immediate things that need to happen: we need to get rid of the freaking carpet because the carpet is disgusting and weird and yucky, and I hate that idea. So that's like step one. We're going to be putting new flooring in. My husband and I are going to do it. We've recruited our family and friends. It's happening. A good clean and paint. We also have to get rid of the popcorn ceilings because 80s. And so those are the things that like absolutely need to get done immediately. The kitchen will definitely need to be redone, or at least like added on to, and we plan on finishing the basement also, in addition to like some outside stuff, outside projects. We have this like patio project we're thinking of, we have a deck project we're thinking of. Those are all like when we can get to them projects. They're gonna happen, but they are like more down the road. But does it need to be completely gutted? No, thank God. How did I stay optimistic throughout the process? It is tough out here, girl. I will never, ever forget my feelings throughout this process, because it has literally been one of the most difficult things I have ever done, ever gone through. Again, having started this process technically in like 2022, starting to try to buy a house and getting to where we are now, it's hard to say. Like, I can't even tell you exactly how we did it because like times were tough. Some of the best things we did, like tangible tips that you can do, is save as much money as you possibly can, because honestly, you don't know how much you're gonna need, but the more you have, the better off you're gonna be. But at the same time, like try really hard to not like completely stop living your life. Like if you love going out for dinner, don't say to yourself, we're not gonna go out for dinner until we can buy a house. Like get your pizza on Friday night, girl. You gotta still live. Don't wish your life away, and try to make the best of your situation while it's happening like that, or else I really think you're gonna lose your mind. Like that's what we did. Once we realized like, okay, we're really struggling here, there. We kind of reworked our apartment a little bit in Pennsylvania and tried really hard to like be a little bit more comfortable there. And now, like this journey in New York, living in the Airbnbs, we've just learned to become way more flexible than we ever have been in our life. And that's coming from 2 high school teachers who like needed to be flexible all the time. And don't let anybody ever tell you like, oh, it's not that bad, or oh, it'll be fine, or just, you know, like it is freaking hard. And I will always validate that feeling for you. Our girl is here. How far is the Airbnb we're in now from the house? It sounds ideal to be able to take our time. We're not gonna be taking too much time. The Airbnb is a little while away from the house, like 40 minutes. And we only have 1 week overlap where we still have the Airbnb and we need to do those like immediate renovations. So that's why I said we've recruited our family and friends. Like we are gonna be full-fledged go time, deep cleaning, painting as much as we can. And really, as long as we get those freaking floors done, we'll be in good shape. And in my head, we can get a lot done in a week when it's all hands on deck. Don't crush my dreams. Did I show a video touring the house I bought? I have one sitting in my drafts. I have a vlog recorded of us seeing the house for the first time, so I will be posting that the day that we close. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see how you renovate the house. So excited. We're all same, and I'm telling you, like, we are going to be sharing all of it, so hopefully we're good with that. There's just no possible way I'd be able to not. It's gonna be like consuming me in a good way, so I have to share with you. Oh, this is a nice one. What will be your favorite memory of this time? Like I said, this has been a really chaotic time for us. There's been a lot of frustrating feelings, but I do think we're gonna look back on it and be like, wow, that was crazy that we did that, and what a freaking adventure. The first thing that comes to mind for that question is just that I'm gonna feel so proud of us forever, I think. Like, proud that we had the guts to literally take this leap and put ourselves in such an uncomfortable situation to get where we wanted to be. So I just feel a lot of pride in that, and I'm really proud of us. It also was really fun to like be able to see different areas of the Hudson Valley. Like, we essentially lived in like 5 different areas up here throughout the months. Like, we bopped all around, so that was cool. Am I jumping straight into renovations or waiting? I'm literally getting the keys in my hand and I will be ripping carpets out of that house same day. There will be no rest. I'll rest when I'm sleeping in that bed on new floors with painted walls. I gotta buy a bed first too, so like we have a lot to do, and I've already been patient enough. Oh, what couch are you buying? I'm moving soon and I need a good one. I don't know. Please leave any couch recommendations you have down in the comments. I've been doing a lot of couch looking, a lot of research. I know Costco has some good options. I know Lovesac has some good options, but let me know, like, if you love your couch, where is the couch from? I'm willing to spend some money on it, but I'm not willing to like spend a ton of money on it. You know what I mean? I can't afford a $15,000 couch, so like don't even bother with that. For decorating your house, what's the theme? I wouldn't say there's a theme. When I'm like doing any sort of home decor or looking for home decor, I'm just asking myself, do I like this or not? And in my head, everything's gonna come together in a way that like it all makes sense because I picked the things I like. Really what I want my house to be is cozy. A cozy, warm spot. Like, there will be no millennial gray. There will be no stark white. I want it to feel warm. I want it to feel cozy. So picture like chic, beautiful grandma cottage who lives in a library in October. How's that? I'll link my Pinterest board for you guys too. You can check that out. Hopefully that will give you the vibes. And then just more of you guys saying how excited you are for me. Oh, wow, we did it. I have no freaking clue how long this video is gonna be, but I'm so glad we just kind of like got it all out. Again, you guys, I cannot express enough how excited and ready I am for this. My husband too, Peter too, like we are just so beyond ready, and it is going to change our life. Like, just the fact that we will own a house and be in that house and like be able to finally start like living, at least that's how it feels for us. It's gonna be life-changing and I cannot freaking wait. So like I said, you guys are certainly gonna be a part of it. I plan on taking you along for as much as I possibly can, shopping for stuff, planning for stuff, actually doing this stuff. Like, that is all stuff I want to make sure I'm documenting. And let me say this loud and clear. Thank you for sticking around and following along and being so supportive like you guys are, because I could not do this. None of this would be happening if you were not here with me. Truly, honestly. So thank you so much. I will always be so grateful for you. But guys, next time I pick this camera up, we are going to be vlogging, like actually getting going on the house stuff. I'm so excited. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're good on TikTok, Instagram, like you're following along. There's lots of content coming and I'm really excited about it. But that'll be it for this video, you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.